Anjali Hurgana.
My name is Anjali Hurganow. I've been in the district 10 years. I have 3 kids. My son is a high school graduate. I currently have a daughter who is a senior and a daughter in 5th grade. And shame on me for only paying attention to what goes on with the school board until recently. A lot of us woke up, and even if nothing I say gets addressed, at least being up here lets the rest of the community know how this board operates. In the generation my children are growing up in, I'm proud that my kids know what I stood for, and that was for every student in this school, not just white students. You all speak about wanting all students to feel comfortable, which means you want students to be able to use any bathroom they feel comfortable using or with what gender they identify as. Now, I have no problem with gender identity or children who identify as the opposite of how they were born. And I agree, everyone should feel comfortable. School is a safe haven, and I want my child to feel safe and comfortable too. But when it comes to her sharing a bathroom with another student who was born a boy but identifies as a girl, I worry about her comfort level. I worry about the motives of that student and whether they are actually transgender or want an excuse to get around girls and the risk that potentially possesses. It's a gray area, and on one hand, it makes one part of the student population feel comfortable, and at the same time, it makes another feel uncomfortable. How can you pick and choose what students get to be comfortable? Why can't you have a single stall bathroom that isn't labeled and let whoever wants to use it use it? It's not segregation if it's labeled, if it isn't labeled, but allow anyone in any bathroom is not acceptable. My child and I don't feel comfortable with the choices you are about to make. You as a board all vote the same way, which means neither I or my child has a say in this decision. That is why I speak here today, not because I'm homophobic or don't care about others, but as a mother, my child is my primary concern. I know you won't answer this, but do we know the ratio of the population of transgender students that your main focus is to make comfortable compared to non-transgender students? Another thing is the pride banner that you are making another main concern to get flown. Again, I have no problem with the actual pride flag. What angers me is the pushing of children to identify sexually so young. My youngest is 11. She's just a child who doesn't think about who she's attracted to. She just wants to come to school and learn. She was taught to be considerate of all people. She grew up with a gay uncle and a transgender cousin. She doesn't need a pride flag flown at her school to teach her that all children should feel a sense of belonging. When my brother came out as gay 15 years ago, the pride flag was not as exploited as it is today. Children this young were not indoctrinated into believing that they should question their identities. Today, it's becoming an alarming trend. Schools believe that they have to show that they look like they are doing the so-called right thing. That's what you all are pushing on our kids. If you get the pride banner flown, be ready for parents to also fight to get other banners flown, to call you out on your personal beliefs. Would you even consider flying a police banner to honor those who came out to these meetings to make sure that they stay civil, and some who are also parents of students in this school? I'm almost done. Will you fly a Christian flag to honor the views of another population of children in our community? Will you fly a firefighter banner to honor those who put fires out in our community? I could go on and on. But my point is, you are all trying so hard to be inclusive.
Ma'am, the board doesn't want to have to
those
adjourn
who
the
choose
meeting
to be
while
inclusive
you
to. Us parents are here to point this out to the community, and we won't stop without a fight. Thank you.
Other public comments?
Christy Shakan.
Good evening. This is about the students. Each one is created either male or female in the image of God, and therefore has inherent value and worth given to them by their creator, which cannot and will not be taken away by the opinions of another person. Yet to force a person to affirm as true the gender identity of a student, that which the speaker believes is false, is to compel speech violating the First Amendment rights of the speaker, and teaches a student that his or her value must be tied up in what is spoken to them or about them by other people. This can only result in the further confusion, distorted body image, and fear of what others think. A person's body speaks to the truth of who they are, and love includes truth telling. But what is true about gender confusion? Research has shown that upwards of 90% of gender confused children grow out of their gender confusion. European countries, including the UK, Sweden, and Finland, who once followed the same kind of affirming model, are now putting strict limits on gender affirming medical interventions for children, especially because evidence shows that such interventions do not cure existing depression or suicidality, but rather lock them in and make them worse. Yet, in spite of this evidence, the policy of the school board for transgender and gender confused children puts them on the fast train toward what detransitioners are identifying as sterilization, chemical castration, body mutilation, and permanent sexual dysfunction. That is not loving. Keeping the parents in the dark about a child's gender confusion is deceptive, dangerous, and violates the 14th Amendment right, which protects the fundamental right of parents to direct the care, upbringing, and education of their children. This policy opens the door for the same kind of sexual misconduct that has already occurred in Loudoun County, Virginia, where a boy who said he identified as female was allowed to enter a girl's bathroom and he sexually assaulted a female student. The school board swept the incident under the rug and another girl was assaulted. This policy could allow 18-year-old men to enter girls' locker rooms to watch 13-year-old girls undress. Girls are being violated, not loved, and not affirmed. In Vermont, a 14-year-old girl who felt uncomfortable taking her clothes off in the locker room in front of a male student is being punished for speaking up. Instead of protecting the girls, the school punished her for misgendering the male student. I hope the board will recognize that these policies do the opposite of their stated purpose, which is to create and maintain a safe and supportive environment for all. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Julie Hood. As a resident and of Upper Moreland and a parent of a school district student, I asked the board to rethink the current trend of allowing any student to enter any restroom, especially biological males using female bathrooms at any educational level. I would like to know that my daughters, who are future Upper Moreland students, will be safe using the bathroom in high school, free from biological boys walking into the unsupervised room. Even last year, there was a heartbreaking incident of sexual assault in the girls' bathroom at Upper Moreland High School, and I believe policies that allow anyone to enter any bathroom they'd like would put our girls at greater risk. If we allow boys to use the girls' bathroom and vice versa, where will that thinking take us? Long term, will biological males be permitted to dominate in girls' sports? Wouldn't that make obsolete the level playing field that Title IX worked hard to achieve for our ladies? A policy that allows boys to use the girls' bathroom would make me wonder if the public school and this school board really do have the girls in our community, and specifically my own daughter's safety in mind. Overall, I believe the school board should be more concerned with educating our students in math, science, English, history, rather than creating policies that allow a misguided focus on gender issues. It's been said that right is right, even if no one's doing it, and wrong is wrong, even if everyone is doing it. And I believe that for our community, what is right is students using the restroom associated with the gender printed on their birth certificate.
Is that it?
Jim McNellis.
Jim McNellis, Moreland resident. I don't want to be here. I really don't. I want to be home with my family, my wife and my daughter. I want to be here. These guys are making me come because of this shit. I mean, come on, no, stop. Well, we all heard story shit before. Stop. Okay, I'll try not to curse then. Okay, that's fine. My daughter's 9 years old. Let her be 9. Okay, 9/19, 9. She still believes in Santa Claus, fairy, the tooth fairy, all that stuff. Okay, my daughter is not going to feel good going in the bathroom knowing that a boy can enter that bathroom. It's not going to happen. Now, I know there's a big conversation going through the United States right now, and there's a lot of lawsuits going on. Don't be pulled into it. Don't. It's very simple. If you want to make one bathroom, like she said, fine. Make one bathroom for those kids. If they have a feeling or whatever, fine. Well, my daughter is 9 years old. It's child endangerment. Look it up. It is. And I'm not going to have it. She comes to the school for history, math, science, English. I have to find out her sexuality. She knows what she is. She's a girl. Okay, she comes home, she plays with dolls, she's a girl. I have two older kids, a 27-year-old son and a 20-year-old daughter, and they're both fine in college, doing great. So I know how to raise a child. But as a father, I'm here to protect her against anybody, anything. You, doesn't matter. I'll step in front of a freight train. Doesn't matter. You have a fight on your hands. Don't make it a fight. Do the right thing.